That's funny to me every time. Hi, this is me, Madame Onça, and this is Totally Tea and Tarot. Welcome to my couch with these lovely paintings that my mother made of my child's artwork. See the little things that look like crazy sea monkeys over here? So it's been a while, and we are playing catch up on a few of the cards that we had not had a chance to visit. As has been my habit, we talk about an herb that has been corresponded with a card, and then we explore one of the cards and its quick meaning, and we do that exploring a few different decks. So the artwork that we're going to be looking at today is the World Spirit Tarot. This is the second edition with the snazzy back. I made this deck. Steevee Postman's lovely Cosmic Tribe Tarot. There's that snazzy back, and this is one of the early users of I guess you'd say Photoshop back then. Great stuff, photo collage basically, and then the brilliant work of Brian Williams and Michael Gepford. Is that right? Yeah. And I have to say, I was working on my deck when this one came out, and I was so thrilled and also crushed because I was like, it's already been done. Somebody did an amazing deck using block prints. There are new ideas under the sun. And then I looked at it and realized, every artist has to make their own authentic expression, and I can learn from his and be impressed. So let's talk about the herb of the day. Interestingly, the herb that has been corresponded by the Herbal Tarot folks to this one is Cascara. Now, Cascara is different from the fancy word that is used for the husks of coffee, which is a whole new thing. It's a whole recently rebranded thing where the husk of coffee, which is also called Cascara, I believe, is a tasty beverage unto itself. This Cascara is the one that is a laxative. So it is good for inducing the griping if you have those issues. So and you need a little help. So I'll just drink a little now. Yeah. So put that in your toolkit. It's interesting that this was corresponded with this particular deck because, of course, with this particular card, rather, because today we are working on the Four of Discs or Stones or Pentacles, all of which one might say are foundational, as in the fundament. Hence, I think that's where the whole Cascara laxative correspondence is coming from. Essentially, this card is about security and where you get your sense of solidity. So, this is my rendition of the traditional meaning of this card. You see it's sort of a village scene in Global Anywhere, and we see different groups of people. Here's a person, these people are experiencing a sense of sort of communal bonding and plenty as they get water from the well. This person is holding what they have very closely, and they are interestingly sort of isolated. There's a feeling of not being together, like they are holding very tightly what is theirs, and everybody else, while, the percentage of people to water, there's more people and fewer jugs, and then there's even more people here in the distance. These people may appear to have less resources, and yet they do appear to have more peace of mind, you might say. And this little cat here, often in my deck, in my art, I find that the animals are sort of speak to the conscience of the people, and so that little cat appears to be going, what is your problem? So I'm sort of be leaning into the screen. I guess I could just do this. But anyway, so you see here that these people appear to be like in the throes of getting their chores done, the old-fashioned communal way. This person has their own approach. This guy over here is just sort of freestyling with a vase on his head. What does it all mean? Again, the question that is asked by this card is always, where do you get your sense of security? Is it, as I tell my clients, is it money in the bank? Is it favors given and owed? Is it your community? Is it your resources? Is it an abundance of time? There's no right or wrong answer. The cards generally don't proselytize or editorialize, though readers might. This card just really asks you to consider, in this situation, what do you need? What makes you feel safe? What makes you feel considered? What makes you feel responsible? We see that approached differently here in Steevee Postman's lovely deck. We almost see a sort of atlas holding the world up on their shoulders, and within that enormous sphere, we see a very stable, sort of almost a mandala with a city like a citadel rising. So once again, there's that notion of like from striving and a strong fundament, something interesting can bloom, can happen, can be constructed. And then in Michael Gepford's, we see sort of a very burly He-Man sort of feeling. It's interesting that he In this one, although ostensibly it's about pentacles or circles, he has really made it about that square, that solid shape, that solid foundation, and this rather hunky He-Man in the middle. So all of it comes down to what makes you feel solid, what makes you feel secure, what are the actionable items relative to your question as far as your place in the world or the currency in which you are able to make things happen. It's a great card, and as you can see, different artists have found many different ways to address it. So that's your Four of Pentacles. Again, Pentacles tend to be about health and wealth. They tend to be about the element of earth. They're very solid. They're very practical. They're very sort of hands-on. And they are also, they're just no nonsense. There's not a lot of there's not a lot of philosophizing. A little here, and you get to say what's it all about to you. But when the Pentacles cards come up, it's really almost like your laundry list. It's your to-do list kind of cards. In that way, they are liberating, because so many of the cards in the tarot are really kind of deep. That's it. I hope that's helpful. Again, we're getting caught up after a rather lengthy hiatus on the vlog, and our next series, we hope to jump ahead and actually get caught up on all of those sixes. We've already done ace through the fives, and we're going to start sixes. If you'd like to learn more, or if you'd like to support the work that I do as an artist, author, writer, reader, in the blog maker in the world of tarot, then you can visit me on Patreon. I'm Madame Onça. You can visit me on the Etsy. I'm Madame Onça Studios. You can visit me on the Facebook. I'm Madame Onça, and also World Spirit Tarot by Lauren Onça O'Leary. More importantly, I hope that this is helpful. Feel free to ask me questions at any time. I'm totally here for you, and blessed be.